You can go now.
Hello everyone, my name is Kiên. I'm from class Discover 4D, and today I'll talk to you about how to preparing for a forest fire. The first I want to tell you about contents of the presentation. Part 1, you can talk about uh, the definition of the forest fire. The second part I want to tell you about is causes, developments, and consequences of the forest fire. The part 3, I want to tell you about how to avoid the forest fire. And the last part is about what should people do when the forest fire is coming. The first part is the definition of the forest fire. What is a forest fire? A forest fire is fire burning in an area or of land with many trees that is hard to control it and sometimes it spreads quickly. Is that is that is unplanned, unwanted, the natural disaster when it happens in the forest and it happens in the forest and it goes to every places. Here is some examples. Now I want to tell you about main cause of the forest fire. The first is about when it happens when the forest is dry from the sun, the lightning when storm comes, or people use lighters to make firewood inside there on in the summer on the day of summer. Here are some examples of this part. The next part I want to tell you about developments of the forest fire. The fire can move from the forest to another places. It can burn everything like people, animals, and homes. If the firefighter can extinguish fire here, it's too hard and difficult for them. Here are here is some examples. Now I want to talk to you about consequences of the forest fire. The last slide, this slide and next slide is the second part. Now I want to tell you about consequences of the forest fire. First, I want to tell you about it can cause people and animals smoke inhalation. And the forest can be destroyed easily by the fire. The, for, the, the forest restoration time is very long. Here is some examples. The third part is about how to avoid the forest fire. How to the forest fire? We should plant more trees to make new forests. For and you shouldn't smoking in the forest because when you smoke in the forest, it can be the fire can go out everywhere. And we shouldn't it this we shouldn't indiscriminate exploitation of them because if we can do this, it can be deforestation. Uh, why we should cyclic forest exploitation, because when you cyclic forest exploitation, we make a new forest and it can prevent floods. Here is some examples. The last part is about what should we do when the forest fire is coming. When when the hot day, when the sunny when the weather is too hot, the forest can be burned by a fire. We should listen to emergency. We should listen to emergency officials. If the fire is coming, leave your home immediately. We, we must prepare some first aid kit when you get burned from the wildfire or the forest fire. We should prepare for drink, because when the fire is when the during the forest fire you can be dry because over there is no water. We should be prepared to drink. When the fire has extinguished, listen to the news about more information of it. Here is some examples. That's the end of my presentation. Do you have any questions?
Okay, Kiên, we would like to hear a question from you.
I would like to ask you that what causes the forest fires?
The causes of forest fire is the forest fire can burn everything or make you smoke inhalation.
I'm sorry. I mean, what causes the forest fire? What makes a forest fire?
Causes when the when the weather is too dry, it can cause forest fire.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
A question from Vân Anh, please.
Vân Anh, can you speak, please?
Yes. Oh, why is your slide so colorless?
Can you ask again? I can't hear you because your house is too noise.
Sorry, Vân Anh. The question must have something to do with the topic of the presentation, not about the presentation itself.
I don't know.
You have to ask about the content, Vân Anh.
Okay, I don't think I need to ask you a question because your slideshow is okay with very nice content, so I don't have to ask anything.
Okay, thanks. Any more
And the
questions?
last question from Nguyễn Trần Minh Tuấn, please.
How can we avoid the forest fire by planting more trees?
When you plant more tree, it can make more green forest and it can prevent floods and the forest fire.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, during a forest fire, which people slash animals suffer with it?
I don't think so.
No, you think forest fire is good?
No, I think forest fire is bad.
It's bad. What happens to the animals in the forest?
They can be burned. They can be burned and smoke inhalation.
Mm-hmm. And that's very bad for them, right?
Okay. Any more questions, please? Without without listeners' questions, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye.